appreciated in the panel, because I think in whatever capacity you sit, you should be able to answer this. Preamble to my question. As young people, we are the majority. And we saw what our voice and our power can do because of June 24th, right? But since June 24th happened, right now it's almost 8 months. If anything, the situation in our government has gotten worse. It's like these politicians are showing us middle fingers right on our faces. Nyinyi endeleeni kupayuka, we will do what we want to do. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. For a referendum, you need 1 million signatures of, like Senator has said, of people who are registered to vote. Is it possible? Because I'm trying to think. Right now, since June up to now, it's 1.3 trillion that has been taken without questions. That's a third of the annual budget of the country. And that's under 1 year. And that's after we young people came out to the streets and said we do not care about the kind of leadership that you are offering us. So is it possible? Because we gathered around the country, I believe we were more than 1 million people on the streets. And I believe it's possible to get 1 million young people who are registered to vote to sign a referendum. If we wait until 2027, some of us are going to die a death that was not necessary. If we wait until 2027, we are going to go even deeper into this shithole that we are currently in. Is it possible for 1 million young people to come up and stand and say, we are tired, we are ready to impeach this government, we do not want you anymore. Whatever is happening, we do not care about your promises, about your plans, about your bread-based government. Is it possible for young people to come in their numbers and say, enough is enough? Thank you.
Thank you, Shakira. Who is helping me with the mic to... Yeah, number 2 was this guy. Just this. Number 2, someone help me with this one. No, the number 2 is this one, this guy. Just hand over the mic, please. And then the number 3, yeah.
All right, thank you. Viva, comrades, viva.
Viva.
I have 2 concerns. Number 1, I appreciate Senator Okia for the clarification about we the people. Mimi nikitetea we the people nilikuwa natetea hata ndugu yangu mdogo mwenye ako 2 years old. But now we know. My question or my concern on that behalf, in our constitution it clearly states that we exercise our all sovereign power in this country. We exercise it either directly, number 1, or number 2, indirectly by choosing and electing people who have no heads. But now, my question comes. When it comes to exercising our power directly, because kwa sasa mimi nimechoka kupeana na kunominate. Ikifika ni exercise our power directly, without it being called incitement, you know, those 2 words that NIS want to use. How do I handle that power? Because let me tell you clearly, every young person standing here or in this place is representing over 1,000 young people at home who could not come. Number 2, if you are expecting in 2027 these 2 criminals, these 2 brothers at KACC to come back with, to mauongo hivi, and we listen, it will not happen. Case in point, we have been taught by our parents before, kutoa watu na maasira, hata kama haja kukosea. Mimi sijawahi kosewa directly na Bwana Oginga Odinga. I have never supported him, he has never, but it will come to that time, titamutoa, kwa sababu, yeah. That was my first concern. How do we exercise our power directly? We are tired of nominating.
Thank you.
My second concern, before I sit, please, I'll very short. Please. My second concern, how is it that we are allowing people who have misappropriated my money and your money, it's our money, yes, who have misappropriated our money to go scot-free, or to go with the case in point, kwetu Kiambu tumetoa Governor Waitito, former Governor Waitito, of a misappropriation of over 581 million, ametoka na bail ya 51 million. 550 imeenda wapi? Ama hiyo balance ya juu imeenda wapi?
Thank you.
Mr. Okia, when you get there, put number 4 kwa your first day. Please, these guys waekwe ndani to deal na wao wakiwa ndani.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Your name kindly. Your name?
Oh, my name is Prince. I come from Kiambu County.
Thank you very much, Prince. Kindly, excuse.
Number 3. Number 3 ni huyu.
Guy. And kindly let's adhere to 1 minute, please, because of time. No? Number 3 was this.
Yeah, number 3 was Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll do number 4 and then number 5.
No. There was number 4.
There was...
Number 4 was there. The lady,
okay,
the brown
5.
lady, then number 5.
We'll take your question on the second round, please.
Kindly start with your name.
Okay. Viva comrades, viva.
Viva.
I'm Dennis Esikuri from the Social Justice Working Group. My question is to Mheshimiwa Okia Mtata. Okia, we revere you and you inspire us a lot. Sorry?
Just karibia, ndio karibia na receiver. Karibu na receiver, yeah.
Okia Mtata, we revere you and you inspire a lot of us. In the social movement, you've remained an outstanding defender of constitutionalism. But recently, we are seeing a lot of political formations, which you have taken a low profile, and you are a politician currently. So we are asking as young people, when are you going to be serious, start grassroots mobilization, and declare your political formation? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dennis, for keeping time. Number 4? You are number 4, okay. Okay, yeah,
yes.
Number 4 then, oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
So my name is Tatiana Gishero. It is not that brown lady.
Sorry.
Okay, so thank you to Senator Omtata. You rightfully pointed out the need for voter registration. And I believe that the withholding of IEBC all this time is very systemic. This government is afraid of us. They are afraid of what we will do when we register as voters because they know that the youth are tired and they know that the youth are the majority. So my question to you is, because it's not just about voter registration, it's also about representation in parliament. It's not just about voter registration, it's about being able to impeach our MPs. Personally, I live in Langata and Jalango must go. Yeah? So how can we as civil society and young people effectively advocate and cause, as Senator Omtata called it, good trouble, so that we can get IEBC back, not only in a timely manner, but in a just manner, because IEBC is notorious for being corrupted. And yeah, so how can we advocate for that in our capacity as young people? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The 5th one was Freddie. Kindly come step in front.
No, you're not the 5th. The 5th is...
The 5th is...
No. Comrade, kindly hand over the mic.
It's... Okay, comrades, we'll have the second and the final round of questions. You will get the chance.
All right. For us to save time, Dife, Karibia, just be very
here,
quick,
please.
but you've hijacked.
No, just come here.
Just come nearer. Kuja tu karibu.
Yeah, please.
Comrades power. Comrades power. Mimi natoka Busia County, mimi ni mtetezi. Na mimi niko na comments. Comment yangu ni, in the next 7,000 years, kutakuwa na Kagame mwingine, kutakuwa na Ruto mwingine, kutakuwa na nani mwingine, Mobutu Sese Seko Museveni. So shida iko hapa, sio sisi, shida iko hapa ni system. So ile kitu mimi nasema ni, kitu ya kwanza, kama shosho yangu, hata hizi vitu tunasema hapa haelewi. Baba yangu hata angekuwa hapa hizi vitu haelewi. Mimi ni nani nisifuatilie? So kitu ya kwanza ni system. Tugeuze system ile ndani ya DNA yetu. That's first. Secondly, viongozi sisi ndio tunaempower. Sisi ndio tunawapatia pesa. Sisi ndio tunawapatia CDF, NGCDF, basari, sisi ndio tunawapatia. Hiyo pesa at the end of the day ina compromise koti, ina compromise media, ina compromise police. Surely, my friends, tusiende in circles. Tufanye one thing and for all. Cause hii tent itakuwa hapo for the next 7,000 years. Tukiongea the same thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll take the last one from Freddie, and then we get back to our panelists, and then we'll go for the last round of questions. And
more power to the people, more power.
More power.
More power to the people, more power.
More power.
Ni yale yale, mambo ni yale yale,
mambo ya ukoloni.
Ni yale yale, mambo ni
yale, mambo ya ukoloni.
Na Ruto ni ule, Ruto ni ule, na Ruto
ni ule,
Ruto wao. Na Raila na Raila
wa ukoloni.
na Gachagua na Gachagua na Sakaja na Sakaja una Kaongo ni yule, una Kaongo ni yule, ni yale mambo ni yale. Power to the people, more power. More power to the people, more power. More power to the people, more power. People power. Our power. People power. Our power. Who are we? Who are we? Siski, who are we? Siski, who are we? Asanteni sana. Lazima tungesikia kwanza tumechangamka. So comrades power. I think nashukuru sana kuona viongozi wenye wamesimama mbele yetu, at least tunaweza reason nao pamoja, si ndio? Na mimi ningependa at least cause tuko na brains mingi zenye ziko hapa mbele yetu. Mimi nataka at least mtupatie leakage ya venye juzi nilisema tupatiwe mtaratara ya venye tunaweza kuwa na transition ya gava. Leo nadai mtupatie rada ya venye tunaweza toa huyu msee hapo kwa power before 2027. Comrades power. I think kuna kitu yenye tunasahau. So mnajaribu kumaanisha tuumie mpaka 2027 ndio tuchague mtu mwenye atatupeleka vizuri, ama tunafaa tutumie power ya people ku make sure tumekuwa na the govern yenye tunataka ikue. Comrades power. So mimi nataka tu mtuambie tunaweza fanya aje tutoe hii serikali, na tulisema tuna drain the swamp, si ndio? Hatuachi mtu yoyote. Kama ni Raila na vifaranga zake zo. Kama ni Ruto na vifaranga zo. Kalonzo the same na vifaranga zake zo. So hakuna mtu mwenye tunaacha, si ndio? Cause tukiacha blanda moja ni kumaanisha atakuwa tumejipiga ile kitu, si ndio? So comrades, tafadhali nipatieni way forward ya venye tunaweza tumia. Last time tulitumia streets, na kama ni streets bado ndio zinakaa kutoa huyu jamaa, mtuambie ndio pia tuweke day ya kuingia kwa street wakisha tumetake over power yetu. Comrades power.
Power. Thank you very much, Freddy. So we'll get back to our panelists, and I'll start with the first question from Shakira. Boris, you talked about the youths studying the system, you know, and making sure that they register as voters, making sure that when it comes to 2027, they are able to come out and vote. But then Shakira doesn't feel like we really need to wait till 2027. Do you feel it is possible for us to do it before 2027? And if it's possible, how? If it's not, then what next? Or rather, what should we do more to make sure that when it comes to before 2027, or rather when it comes to 2027, we elect the correct leaders? And I will want you to merge that question with the guy who talked about the system. The system is still the same. It's like we are politically bankrupt. We don't know from our parents. We don't know. We really don't understand the political space and how it works. Merge those two questions, please.
I'll start with answering Shakira. We as youth, if we look at the Gen Z revolution that came up last year, it was for a good cause. It was challenging the norms that have been set by the leaders that we have in parliament. So the challenges that the youth faced was one of them was polarization, political polarization, I can say about that, okay? Where you find that in the youth category, there are those who are fighting what was there, but in the same youth, there are those who are supporting what was happening, okay? So you find that at some point, the revolution was more like disintegrated, okay? Because of misinformation or lack of hearing, or being fed the wrong information. So being that the youth is contribute almost like 80% of the country right now, okay? I think as youth, we should get the right information. Like for the case of a referendum, it's possible to have a referendum before the 2027, but the IBC has to be done, okay? Now, we saw some of the youth go to the court system to be able to challenge the court, to be able to compel the president to formulate the IBC. And at least there's a progress there, okay? So now, as youth, now, from this stage, how do we take it, okay? When the IBC is already established, okay? We have to come out, if we need to have a referendum, we have the constitution that guides us on how to have a referendum. We have to get the signatories and all that, okay? But now it has to be as a one voice, okay? So the youth has to come together and understand that change doesn't come from, we have to use one voice and use the system. Now the issue of the system, we find that the current political system we have is where it compromises a bit of the old people, okay? But now we see that the youth is not taking up advantage of vying for positions. Something that is worrying. If you see the crop of leaders we have, these are guys that have been in politics since 1992. But now as youth, are the youth interested in getting into politics to be able to challenge such kind of politicians? Are we really ready? Then we need to take up the initiative, because we can also fight the system from out, but we need also people within the system to be able to make the changes that are needed. So now as youth, we really need to get interested, because the challenge that we have previously was the youth were not interested, basically. Walikuwa sema baba yangu atasema and all that, okay? But since the revolution came from last year, we are seeing more interest, youth engaging in platforms, but now it's upon them now to take it up higher, okay, by getting into politics, okay? Because we have the constitution that is going to guide us. So when you get there, you'll be able to go to parliament, you'll be able to change some of these things and make it for our future, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much, Boris. This one, the next... We are... Okay. Boris, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I'll answer that. I didn't say the youth is not interested. I say, if you look at the percentage of youth interested in politics, vis-a-vis the population of youth in Kenya, the number is so less. Okay? That was my point. So, no.
Let us give him time.
Let us give him time to
Tupatie time, eh?
I'm saying this for more. You see, we are more focused on the urban centers, okay? We are more focused on the urban center. It's all right. The interest, I was saying, this was before.
Please. Wait, excuse. Let us have one session, please. Let us give him time to explain, and then you'll share your reactions kindly. Let us go with decorum, please.
I was referring this to the system before we had the Gen Z revolution, okay? But now we as the youth are more interested. So now the next step is talking about taking up the positions that are there as the youth, okay?
Let's do this, eh? Let's do this. Hakuna mtu ako na monopoly of knowledge, si ndio? Yeah, so we'll also give Nerima kindly also share about what you think about that question. Yeah, so that too tusaidiane. Tusimweke kwa spotlight sana. Yeah, asanti.
Very, very. Yeah, ni sawa tu. Yeah. Amesema.
Nerima.
Yes.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Comrades power. Comrades power. I want to beg you, our audience. I want to beg you. We are in People's Dialogue Festival. And we're trying to promote the spirit of dialogue where we are able to speak to one another and not speak against the other. So we are requesting, because the mic has been going around and people have gotten an opportunity to ask questions, that we also allow this panel here to respond. You might not agree to what he says, but doesn't mean he cannot share their views. Okay. Okay. Sawa. Okay. Okay. Sawa. Sawa. So we will keep moving. If we are not as satisfied, we can continue the conversations on the side here because the dialogue is ongoing. We can continue the conversation. Nerima.
Yeah, proceed,
Yes.
Nerima.
I was going to say, that same question, Shakira, is something that I've been asking lawyers. By the way, Missy Wakili. But a lot of people sometimes assume, but I'm not. And perhaps even there's someone else who can answer this question. But there's currently a case that has been lodged by activists being led by Cyprian Nyamwamu, the one that says that the president has done gross violations against the Constitution. Yes, it exists. It's in the High Court, and the president was recently trying to make sure that that case doesn't continue. It is pushing for his impeachment. They have said that he's violated the Constitution more than 23 times. They have shown evidence, and they are hoping that it will push for a referendum. So that's one angle. I don't know the likelihood of it succeeding, but I do know that there are people who have lodged that case. It's supposed to be heard on May 22nd. May 22nd of this year. Yeah, that's the earliest it has brought, by the way. So that's the one I know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. We now understand that the power of information is very important. Most of us didn't know that there was a case that was brought through the court. Ndio tumejua leo. So I'll go next to our to our next panelist, Habib. I want you to talk about, is it possible for the people to exercise their power directly without any representation, without being victimized, or rather charged with treason?
Viva, comrades, viva.
Viva.
More power to the people, more power. It is time for us to say that Constitution is not just a piece of paper. Itekelezwe katiba, itekelezwe. Itekelezwe katiba, itekelezwe. Itekelezwe katiba, itekelezwe. Ndio maana tunasema itekelezwe. Ngao yetu katiba, ngao yetu. Ngao yetu katiba, ngao yetu. Ngao yetu katiba, ngao yetu. Ndio maana tunasema itekelezwe. The Constitution must be implemented. Article 1 of the Constitution is very clear. Shida yetu ni moja. Tuna uoga. Unajua blanda yenye, unajua the reality, wacha tuseme ile reality yenye iko sawa. Kama ni bloggers, sisi ndio tunablogia ama politician. Ni kweli ama ni uongo? Hatuwezi kuwa ni sisi wenye tuko hapa, lakini kuna majority of us. Kuna MP ameingia hapa, si ndio? Si kuna ka MP alikuwa hapa kabla tujaanza session. Mliona vijana wagani wako nyuma yake? Si sisi tu. Alafu hawako hapa hata kwa hii discussion saa hii. Vile Mosha alienda waka? So there is a problem somewhere. The reality is we came out for the longest period of time. Nataka kuambia sisi kama Social Justice Center Working Group tumekuanga tukikuwa kwa street. And in most time tukienda kwa street tunaambiwa tunaenda kwa street kwa sababu tunangoja pesa ya nini? Ya wazungu. Sawa sawa, tuko idle. That is the reality that majority of Kenyans always tell us. The other time social justice ilianza on the basis ya kuweza kuaddress issues za police extrajudicial killings na enforced disappearance. wakati vijana walikuwa nauliwa na wanapostiwa kwa social media, it is Kenyans walikuwa wanasema hizi wanafaa kuliwa. Until tulitoka kwa street juzi tukakaa pamoja, watu wakaanza kuliwa. Unaona hizi abduction na nini? Hizi ni vitu zina happen Mathare na zina happen Mathare, Kayole, kwa hizi mtaa zetu. That is the reality yenye iko. So the constitution is very clear. All sovereign power belongs to the people, and we can exercise this power directly or indirectly through our elected leaders. Na tumekubaliana saa hii, hakuna saa hii parliamentarian ambaye MP ambaye ana represent the people. Mimi niko na mbunge wangu anaitwa James Mwangi Gakuya. Alianza kuiba 2018, akaiba 40 million. Ikakuja 2024 hapa, akaiba 51.3 million. Juzi akaiba 24 million, na pia we cannot account for 17 million. Saa hiyo jamaa huo ndio saa hizi anataka kukua governor wenyu wa Nairobi. Sawa? Anataka kukua governor, and majority of us hata najua hapa kuna voters wake. That is the reality yenye iko. Struggle yenye iko yenye inatuzuia kuweza kuexercise hii power ni struggle ya tumbo. Because kuna ile struggle saa hizi kama youth man. Saa hizi ni mtu mungani hapa akiambiwa chukua hii 40,000 wacha kusupport MP hata nini. Mimi nimekuja na mdomo yangu. I vied in 2022, sitawadanganya. Hivi vile mlikuwa mnaambiwa mimi nilipewa jina John Cena kwa sababu sikuwa na do. Sawa, that is the reality. Sikuwa na do. Unaona? Lakini ungeenda kwa voters wanakuambia Habibi, in the reality ya kwamba we know you, we know what you stand for, we know what you champion for, but in reality hii ni politics. Politics si activism. So there is ndio nataka out of this conversation. Manzetu sipige history ya jaba. That enyewe tunaongea, and we are talking about issues, the challenges and all that. But what are we going to be able to do? Ukitoka hapa unaenda kufanya nini so that come 2026 tukiwa na another PDF, we are taking stock of what we have been able to do. But in regard to swali yenye natusumbua, I think saizi parliament hata vile iko unconstitutional, si ndio? 2/3 gender ijamitiwa na kulikuwa na kamwenya hapo yenye ilikuwa inafaa kunini. Omtata ataweza kuclarify that very well. But the reality is, can we continue? Because we during finance bill kulikuwa na conversations inaenda ziko Twitter kwa ground watu wana organize, lakini saa hii tunafanya hizo vitu. So ni kama kale ka momentum kameisha. Unapata mtu anakuwa abducted, anakuwa arrested, but we are not rising up. We must capitalize on our numbers. An injury to one is an injury to all. So that we can be able to unite. And Kenyans tafadhali, I always say, Raila ako na kura ngapi? Wewe uko na kura ngapi? Hii nguvu ingine anatoa wapi? It is time for us to take back our power. Kwa sababu saa hii hata Raila kitupeleka kwa nini tunasema ni baba. I have some of my friends tulikuwa nao kwa street, lakini saa hii hatuwezi enda kwa street. Juu baba amefanya nini? Tuko ndani ya serikali. As if saa hizi Mbadi akikuwa nini wa treasury, mmoja lu wangapi wako na pesa juu Mbadi ni wangapi? Wangapi wako na stima waliwekewa juu Opiyo Wandayi yako nini wa energy? So that is the reality that we must be able to realize as Kenyans and realize our challenges are the same. Kama wewe ni youth man uko Kiambu, uko Nairobi, kama huna job, uko jobless, si pia mimi niko jobless. Then why don't we come together? Why don't our issues unite us? Why don't we focus about, because hizi tumeanza kuambiwa stories za ukabila, ukiangalia Gachagua pale, ukiangalia huyu, and we forget very easily as Kenyans. Saizi tunaangalia Gachagua ni kama ni mtu mzuri sana. A person who was talking about Milima, one man, sijui shares and all that. We forget very easily as Kenyans. That is the reality. So as much as we are going to be able to speak, lament, it is time for us kutoka kwa hiyo the book of lamentation tuende kwa the book of Acts. Ya kwamba tukitoka hapa Shakira, wacha tu organize social media, ile express hizo conversation. Let them continue. Tukitoka hapa, let's organize in our various communities. Na ukisikia Habib ako na kitu anafanya pale mtani, kuja join, let us support. Because mimi mtani nitawaambia the reality. Unataka kuorganize ka forum kama hiyo hata kama ni Omtata, vijana wanasema Habib, kwanza kuna kakitu. 1, hakuna kakitu. 2, hata kupata place kama hii ya kuorganize kwa hiyo community ni shida. So as we always speak, because we are the majority, lakini hatutaki kupay the price tag. That price tag that has to be paid for us to be able to realize that change. And then inakam kwa mambo ya ideologies. What are we able to stand for? Can you be able to connect Connect zile challenge unapitia, because hizi vijana kama ana kazi anaambiwa you are not working hard. But hata ukianza hiyo biashara, is the environment enabling you to be able to thrive in that business? Kwa nini pastor saa zile anataka gari anasema wao mimi tufanye nini? Mchange, si ndio? Alafu nyinyi mkiwa mtoto ni mgonjwa unafanya nini? Piga magoti tuku. Hiyo upumbavu kama hizo ndio tunafaa kufanya nini? Kuanza kutoka, tuiwache, sawa? Tuweze kufanya political education. Tuweze kurealize what do you stand for? Are you I always say that a soldier without ideology is a potential criminal. So are you a criminal? Are you a criminal?
No, we are not, Habib. Thank you.
Sawa sawa.
Thank you very much. So very quickly, I'll go to nominated Senator Catherine Muma. I really hope someone will have touched on this, but do you feel the representation of women in the political space is well, are we well represented as women? And I also want you to talk about your political party, which is ODM. What do you think about the deal that has been signed today at KICC between ODM and UDA? We will want to get your input. Let us give her time, please. Let us give her time. Comrade. Let us give her time to respond.
It's working, eh? Now, number one, I have not looked at that deal. And you may have noticed in my conversation, I like to speak truthfully. So I have not looked at that deal, and I'm waiting to look at it. If you've realized, the ODM is a very democratic party. We are split in the conversation on what this is all about. And I will certainly be able to speak to the issues as I see them. I have no clue what has been signed on that.
Okay, thank you very
much. Now,
much.
the other question was?
About the representation of women in the political space.
Yes.
Kindly, let us give
what
her
did you
time
want to say? That?
Please, comrades, let us give her time to respond, please.
No, that is your view. By the way, I'm not feeling I'm in a mtego. Are you getting me? I'm very cognizant of the view you have of the political class right now, and I respect those views. But what I'm telling you is what I know. I have not seen that, whatever it is.
Yeah, thank you. Let us move forward,
now,
please. Let us move
now,
forward.
Why would you want me to resign? For doing what? For? I can't even hear what they say.
No, let us move forward.
I would like to appeal to us. Let the good senator respond. I think we'll open up the question. Comrades, if you are talking without the mic, we cannot listen to what you are saying. We'll let her speak. We'll open up again. We'll get the questions. Then she'll respond. Kindly. Asante.
Can I speak to the issue of representation of women?
Yes, please.
Now, as you all aware, the representation of women in the National Assembly, in the Senate, it's nearly reaching the 2/3. Out of elections, maybe in next 2 cycles, we can actually hit the 2/3 gender. In the National Assembly, it's way far. And we have not implemented the 2/3 gender rule in the principle in the National Assembly and in the Senate. But as a member who has benefited from being nominated, I would want to tell you that those who are nominated are actually treated as below par, comparable to the other members who are there. But at the same time, we have that opportunity to be able to participate in that political space. We've had people who served in these spaces and then moved on to elective politics and were able to win single-member constituencies. So, in my view, the application of affirmative action, whether for women or persons with disability or youth, is an important tool that can actually bring more women, more youth, more persons with disability into elections. It has done so for county assemblies, but county assemblies have a unique issue where the nominated members are actually treated just as objects. Entire county assemblies, because they don't have a separation of financial independence, the current operation is that governors seem to command what they want county assemblies to do. So county assemblies at on a large scale do the governor's bidding. So we need to rethink and to restructure so that county assemblies are able to be independent enough to carry out their work, and nominated members at both levels are able to be treated as equal legislators with equal capacities to be able to participate in the oversight role on an equal basis, in representation, and I think they represent very well, and on legislation. If you do your audit, you may find that the nominated members have done a lot, possibly even a bigger percentage of legislative provisions or bills within Parliament. So, but allow me to comment on one thing, which he has said, I think Habib. To organize politically so I would be happy to know that everybody in this tent belongs to the same space politically, belongs to the same political party, whether it is your political party or other people's political party. So ODM may be a horrible political party. You have the power and the freedom to form a political party, as he says, that brings everybody together. I would want you to do the analysis of how we vote in this country. We vote tribally. I would want you to confirm to me that youths have not been voting tribally, that youths actually think about Kenya. So it is a challenge even as you come together. I would hope that as the majority in this nation, you can come together, unite, and not think about which tribal person should be in office in order for you, and do a clear assessment on the person that will come, look at Kenya from here, see Eastern Province, see Western Province, see Nairobi, see Central as all being equal, be able to deploy development resources that we have in an equitable manner in accordance with the Constitution, be able to share employment slots in an equitable manner using the employment laws as they are. Because those who benefit from tribal arrangements include those who are here in. You will be the ones, because the future is more, as Mtata puts it. Some of us are old, where we are going is shorter, so we look like our interest may not be as serious. I would seriously hope you can come together, break the barrier around tribes, break the barrier about othering, in order for us to be able to have a parliament that actually follows the law, an executive that follows the law, a judiciary that follows the law, independent institutions that actually follow the law.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Catherine. So we'll get to Mheshimiwa Okia Omtata. Mheshimiwa Okia Omtata. Now, most of the questions were directed to you. So just in general, people have talked about, should we wait till 2027 or should we do something before 2027? We would like to get your views on that. And also somebody asked about people forming political formations. What is your stand there? Are you planning to join any political formation, or you'll just go as an independent candidate like you did in 2022? We would like to get those submissions.
Yes. Yes, thank you for the opportunity again. The thing about direct exercise of direct sovereignty must be understood in the context of Article 10, which requires public participation in the various processes, be it legislative or administrative. Now, the problem comes, as I told you, that it's the electoral system, the votes that we have, that makes us the people who are participating. Now, when you look at the architecture in Article, in Chapter 7, especially Article 81, Article 82, and Article 86, something very clear comes out, that you have got the anticipated electoral system is one that facilitates the engagement of the people. It's an open, transparent, clear system. When you go to the 1 million votes that Shakira talked about, I'm telling you, the IEBC, and no institution, not even the CID, has the capacity to process 1 million votes to verify them manually on paper that they belong to somebody. So the anticipation was that we would have a digital structure whereby when political processes are going on, we would be operating like they happen in Switzerland, where issues of national importance are thrown to a referendum. And we would very easily do digital elections on issues, and you'd be able to participate directly on those issues, and we'd be able to move on. Right now, the way things stand, the direct exercise of sovereign power is sort of frustrated by the absence of a robust electoral system that can allow voters to express themselves on issues in real time. Otherwise, public participation has just become a charade. There are no records, you cannot do anything. You go and say that you are making, the last time there was this, on the BBI, when they did, they said the million signatures. The IBC said they did not verify the signatures, but they matched the IDs with what was in their register. Who said you have to match ID numbers? Who says I cannot steal your ID number and put there like somebody sponsoring this motion? So we must demand that we get a platform that allows the IBC to be able to determine, to verify 1 million signatures. And those will have to be digital signatures. So the IBC, our electoral system, must go fully digital. The Supreme Court is given 14 days to determine a presidential dispute. A complainant 7 days to put together the case. If you do that with the paper, you can never succeed. But digitally, you don't even need 14 days. Just open the server, and if it has been programmed to cheat, it will say I'm cheating. It will cheat, but say I'm cheating. That's what these gadgets do. So we need to look at what is happening in Brazil, where we borrowed these ideas from. Not France, where they have never done a digital election. Let us go to Brazil, see how they have done it, how they have been able to get over the issues of ballot stuffing and the dead voters, all these things. Then we can get a system that can allow us to do this. In terms of age, I want to caution one thing. Age is not a social category. Age is not a social category. It does not necessarily determine how somebody will behave. Go to parliament right now. You have MPs who are over your age. How are they behaving? Some of them are the worst characters this country has ever brought up. So, we need to look at it and say, as a youthful people, we identify with a certain agenda. It is the agenda that is more important than the age. So our energy should be driven, not just getting people who look like us into positions of power, but people who think like us. Better if they look like us. But bottom line, they must think like us. So I would say that we need to look at that. And as we push the youth agenda, we must put a youth agenda that rejects the idea of bad governance and encourage all ages to come around and say we reject bad governance. The way you did it, when you did it in June last year, and we shall move. The question of how do we get IBC going? Already, there's a process down which is undergoing. I think they swear in the selection panel and what have you. The only thing is that this country does not learn. An ad hoc committee cannot produce an independent organ. We are trying to achieve the impossibility. We are trying to do the thing the same way. These ad hoc committees are the reason why our commissions have failed. Because an ad hoc committee means you are put there for, you are a special purpose vehicle, you're just put there for a time. You nominate these people, put them there, they go. Well, many people fight to go there and make something for themselves. So, today if I ask you, Which committee gave us Chebukati? Can you remember? Do you remember any committee that gave us Cherara? Or so, but we don't. Because we are using ad hoc committees to try and achieve independent institutions. We cannot achieve it. That's why all our commissions have failed, because those who appoint them disappear after they nominate them. Let us look at again Brazil, how they have done to get their independent commission on elections. They have used institutions to be able to ferret out and identify the electors who are then put in the independent commission. The same with South Africa. They do the same. They don't use ad hoc committees. So we need also to get there and see what we can do. So my fear is that again, we are going to get to a situation whereby we have the same problem. And remember, I'm the one who quashed the law that they were using earlier on to nominate people. The law that brought in Wakina Chebukati, I'm the one who went to court and had it declared unconstitutional. Parliament went back, reconstituted the law, but I've done the very, very same mistake again. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, even the fellow who is going to come, we pray that the Holy Spirit, or whatever force there is, the some call it Musa Ambua, will come into that fellow and push him in the right direction whereby he can do the right thing. So the question of recall is very important. The issue of Article 1, how do we exercise direct sovereign power, other than through Article 10? I think it's an area where we need legislation. We need a clear law made in Parliament to show how direct exercise of power will be exercised in regards to the president, in regards to the judiciary, in regards to the legislature. Right now, it's an area that we need to develop and see how that will be done. Finally, I was asked about a personal question. Yes, I expressed and have expressed a desire to be the president of this country in 2027. From August 2027 to be the president. But I was also a realist. I wanted to gauge to see how far that can work. How far, what is the ground like? I formed a committee to go around the country. Among my members, there's Dr. Onyango here. He's one of the members of the committee that goes around. Onyango is a Gen Z, but he holds a doctorate in engineering. So you see, so I've got serious guys. My chairperson is a lady. She has just been here. I don't know, she has stepped out and among people. I've got young fellows here like Saitoti here. Among the fellow in the team. They are going around the country. They have covered 8 counties. They are doing batches of 10. From Monday, they are going for the next 10, beginning with Nakuru. When they have gone around and given me a report, and then also what they are doing is that they are getting views from the people on the grassroots to establish what is it the people want to see leadership do. What are the issues that are pressing them? So they are compiling some compendium of issues that they will then come and we filter, and then if the verdict, so far they are telling me about 70% are saying run, but that's only in 8 counties. We have finished Central Province. I think in Central is where they got the strongest support that I should run, and Kajiado. So we are now going to do the other circuit on the other side. So when we finish, we'll be able to come and declare. Now, why am I not joining these other formations? Mimi si mtu wa kuuza sura. Mimi ni mtu wa kuuza sera. Kwa sababu sura yangu ni mbaya sana. Haiuziki. Ningependa kuuza sera. So ukiona watu wamekutana pale, wanasema, wanaangalia, wanasema, pale tuna sura ya Mount Kenya, pale tuna sura ya Lake Region, pale kuna sura ya Coast, kuna sura ya Eastern, kuna sura ya Northeastern, lakini sura ya Turkana hawasemi sura ya Kenya. Mimi nataka kubeba sura ya Kenya. So, na kubeba sura ya Kenya ni kuwa na sera ambazo zinajali maslahi ya Mkenya yeyote popote alipo. Ndio maana nataka kuuza sera, na ndio maana watu wangu wako kwa ground wana develop sera ambazo nitasimama nazo. Zikishakuwa tayari, I'll launch my formation and I say, if you believe in this, welcome on board. If you don't, let us fight.
Thank you.
So So that's where we are.
Thank you.
That's why you will not see me in the various formations.
Thank you very much.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you very much, the panel. Jemo?
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll have to wind up. People have been on my ears for the last 15 minutes. We need to wind up. Poleni sana.
Yeah, we will.
We have to create such sessions outside such confines because we are confined by time.
Yeah.
So I want to thank the panelists. Asanteni sana for being with us. Ningependa DJ kabla, this was a social justice moderated session. We'll have to finish with Wimbo wa Mapambano. So kindly let us rise up and sing Wimbo wa Mapambano. I'll also request the panelists will take pictures just in front here, together with Comrade Olal, will join us here. Kupigwa na kupokonywa maisha, hakutatuzuia sisi. Nakia jasho letu, nakia jasho letu, tumekata kupiga magoti mbele ya hawa wauaji. Bila shaka sisi pia ni watu, hali ya utumwa tumeikata kata kata, hali ya utumwa tumeikata. Tutanyakuwa mashamba yetu, tupiganie uhuru wetu, tuikomboe elimu yetu, utamaduni na viwanda vyetu, utamaduni na viwanda vyetu. Sisi hatutaki kudhulumiwa, hatutaki tena mauaji, ili kupe tuliangushe, haki na uhuru zichanue, haki na uhuru zichanue. Katiba yetu, katiba yetu wa Kenya tutekeleze, na Kenya yetu, na Kenya yetu wa Kenya tuikomboe. Ole yo!
Ole yo! Ole yo! Ole yo! Mnaweza keti dakika 2-3. Session yezi isha bila injection. Sindio? Viva comrades, viva!
Viva!
Viva comrades, viva!
Story story go.
Story come.
Na story story come.
Story story go.
Siwasikii. Nasema story story go.
Story story come.
Na story story come.
Story story go.
Ati mrembo nilidhani tutastick naye together na die to stick together. Lakini usijali. Hata huyo chali unapenda anapenda his own gender.
Check.
So, to all the politician who think he's my father, mwambia ka raise awareness and take full responsibility for causing blood.
Check.
Kwa sababu Kenya tumea uchaguzi sasa inajifanya kipofu. But wakipewa pesa ya IEBC ama time ya by election wanaacha kuwa vipofu. Nakuru wachezaji wa mpira wako so sad yetu wanafaa kuwe na furaha. Hii ni after kurealize kiwanja imefunguliwa online lakini kwa grao imefungwa. So nasema judiciary, hivyo ndo mliamua na kesi ya judicially. Mwalimu amesoma na invite politician hajasoma kukuja ku address wanafunzi kuhusu masomo. From the root of things, kuna MP yako na kimbere mbere sana. Wewe unadhani sisi ni fire emoji ati hata ucheze na sisi hatuwezi shika moto? Education is the only key ukiwa mtoto. Sasa hii umegrow, umerealize hata politician hajasoma ndiye akona the most expensive key to their moto. Bunge ya Kenya ndiyo imejaa engineer si mafundi, yani huko imeacha kuwa National Assembly, imekuwa tu National Asia mabuli.
Check. Hey, give it up for Brian Silwe. Nasema huku pesa imepotea kama witness wa ICC. Huku pesa imepotea kama nywele kwa kipara ya CS wa ICT. Na justice system imejaribu kureverse roles. Ati sasa wanaita judge my Lord, alafu God is my witness. Kwa nchi everyone is crying for justice. Hata Chief Justice ana cry for justice. Hakuna mtu akoshua na hii katiba, ndio maana lawyers wana practice. Sijuzi muliona small fish aki break the law, hii mnajua anakujiwa, lakini big fish aki break the law, Nurdin Haji. So when youth depressed, tuna kazi na serikali inapea kazi wenye wanafaa wawe retirement. So mbona una tense na hata mood ya worry? Hakuna pesa ya kulipwa peanuts, squeeze kila mtu anauza njugu. Viongozi hawa si wenzetu, wakati wa kura ndo wanakumbuka kutuita mandugu. Na serikali ingekuwa inajali what we say, then parliament kungekuwa na headphones na sio speaker. Nyang'anya wetangu la mic hata kwa nyumba ameshindwa kuperform. Tuendelee ama tuendelee? Mchana wanalala bunge na usiku wanataka night allowance. Hatred ni more, love ni rare. Ironically, sisi wa Kristo ndo tuko na chuki sana, and our favorite verses iko in the book of Romans. Ati truth na arrow wasikudanganye. Theta usawataki kwenda heaven, wanaogopa kwenda hell. Wasikudanganye na words, body language can tell. Misplaced priorities. Hakuna maji kwa mfereji na masa ya kura wako busy kutap talent. Na Nakuru, Kihika, Naiba, Kimani na Samburu. Avieta governor ako loyal to Adani, money trees wako majani. Promises ni zile zile, lakini manifesto zao ni kama katiba. Zote zinasema vitu mingi zenye hakuna. I'm offended. Give it Silways, give it up for Brian Silways. My name is Willie Oeba. Na we anaitwa Brian Silways, and we are the chief injectors. Mbarikiwe sana.
Thank you very much, Willie Oeba. Thank you very much, the previous panel. I know we are way behind time. The next thing we are doing is a very important thing. We are launching a small report, or a big report on the examination of the Gen Z.
Meme TV, Muthegi wa Ruriri.
Pata skiza, pata chapa. Dial star 812 star 305 hash. Get voice box callers tune and you could win great prizes, vouchers or cash up to 150,000.